So good morning, everyone, and good evening to our speakers and to the people who are following from Italy. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome you to this online event organized in cooperation with the National Museum of Italian Risorgimento, namely with the director, Mr. Ferruccio Martinotti, and with a very special guest, Mrs. Paola Gribaudo, who kindly accepted our invitation to join us and talk about her father, Maestro Gribaudo, to whom is dedicated the documentary Ezio Gribaudo, La bellezza ci salverà, as Luigi was saying before. But first, I'd like to say a few words to explain what Fare Cinema is and how we end up organizing this event. Fare Cinema is the thematic festival promoted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, aimed at promoting quality Italian cinema and the film industry. The festival is organized in cooperation with MIBAT, ANICA, ICE, and Istituto Luce. Launched in 2018, the festival foresees the organization of events dedicated to Italian cinema all over the world by embassies, consulates, and Italian cultural institutes, with the purpose of making the best of our cinema known to foreign audiences and of enhancing the high level of Italian professionals abroad. So not only actors, but also directors, screenwriters, editor, costume designer, set designer, and so many others. This year, we decided to present a documentary, which is available on mymovies.it for the entire week, based on the wonderful life and experiences of Maestro Ezio Gribaudo. Ezio Gribaudo is an artist and a renowned art editor who, during his long career, had the chance to collaborate with some of the greatest artists of modern and contemporary art. Just to name a few: Chagall, De Chirico, Fontana, Peggy Guggenheim, Miro, Moore. Is from Turin, sister city of Detroit. And these two cities share so many similarities. And through this event, we really want to stress these important ties. We will have the opportunity to see a short video created by the maestro for this occasion and to talk with his daughter, Mrs. Paola Gribaudo, who is also an artist. And I would say not me, it is one of the world's most dedicated editors, as well as she is the president of the Albertina Academy of Fine Arts, first woman to be appointed in that position. Thank you so much, Paola, for taking time to be with us today. And I would also like to thank the director of the National Museum of Italian Risorgimento, Ferruccio Martinotti, because he's really the driving force of this event. A few weeks ago, thanks to a common friend, Adrian Tonon, we had the chance to talk about the connection between Detroit and Turin and the role that the museum directed by him can play in the cultural scene of Detroit. So we are very, very pleased to present the museum and its many initiatives to our public in the US, especially in this very important year as we are celebrating the 160th anniversary of the unification of Italy, as well as the 160th anniversary of Italy-United States diplomatic relationship. Together, of course, with our embassy in Washington, DC and the entire consular network. I believe, knowing Ferruccio and the importance of the National Museum of Italian Risorgimento, that this is just the beginning. This is just the first step of a long and fruitful cooperation between the Council of Italy in Detroit and one of the major cultural institutions in Turin, between our two sister cities that share so much. But I would say above all, they share the spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship. So thank you very much for joining us and buon ascolto. Grazie.
Thank you. Thank you, Console Manca. So I will introduce Director Ferruccio Martinotti. So Dr. Ferruccio Martinotti is the director of the National Museum of the Italian Risorgimento in Turin since July 2016. Before that, he was a manager of private companies for over 25 years, and in that capacity he was able to work in the United States and in Metro Detroit in particular. Today will tell us more about this museum and of its current and future initiatives. Thank you, Dr. Martinotti.
Hello, everybody. Many thanks to stay connected with us today. As a rule, everybody starts this kind of speech thanking someone. I won't escape this, but I really feel compelled to express my whole thankfulness. It's not a rhetoric statement. My whole thankfulness to the council, to Miss Maria Manca, because she's been able, okay, she mentioned that we got in touch via common friends, but she's been able, along with her staff, to put in place all these in a blink of an eye, a very, very short time. So really, thanks again, Maria. Without mentioning my very negligible biography, I had to confess that is quite emotional to me. Being ideally in Detroit, I spent 4 beautiful years over there without feeling any kind of nostalgia with Italy and Europe. This shows you how beautiful was my experience. But setting these ideas, that is, again, absolutely negligible, I would like to tell you what this is not. This is not a touristic promo in disguise, absolutely. This would mean a total lack of respect to you and to my friend in the consulate. This is talking about beauty in the broadest meaning of the term, exactly as the maestro expressing in his movie. Beauty, not only in terms of painting, of art, but generally speaking, in terms of culture, in terms of common values. Believe me, I am obsessed to avoid the easy trap of rhetoric and the usual sentences. But I really feel that, especially during this very difficult period of time, even before the pandemic, we were living for sure not an easy period of the mankind. Sometimes we feel that the spinning of the world is losing some movement, and we have to start to rebuild a common system of values. And this is a very, very small thing, of course, but this could be helpful to do that. I was mentioning before to Maria and Pierluigi that the 2 videos that we will show you later on has been shot and has been edited by a couple of young students. We're talking about students of 22 years old. What we are doing with the museum is talking not ideally, but practically with project initiatives to the young generation. I believe that it's not a chance. I feel compelled to do this. We owe a lot to the young people. I don't believe in coincidence nor in the Kabbalah, but it's quite amazing that we are this magic number 160, the anniversary of the building of Italy as a nation. And I have to confess, I wasn't absolutely aware that this year was the same anniversary of the building of the international relationship between Italy and the US. And this is, again, something really, really touching. I'm sure that the short video that we were going to shoot will express to you much more emotional and feeling that my confused speech. I I will leave just a last couple of sentences. We had a very pleasant chat by phone with Maria a couple of weeks ago, and she was asking to me what we are doing as a museum, and what is being a director, being at the helm of this kind of museum. Is something not difficult to express. Usually these kind of museums, you know, are quite intended as mausoleums. This means something that is as it is. We have here the first chambers of the Italian Parliament, the only one on the continental Europe that remain safe after the revolutions of the mid of the 19th century. And theoretically speaking, this could be enough. Okay, dear visitor, if you want to visit this, you will feel an emotion. This is a national monument. Around this, we have a museum of 3,500 square meters. Okay, this is. I didn't intend my task this way. The building where I'm sitting here is a UNESCO site. It's an open building because this building got 2 entrances and an open yard in the middle. I felt immediately, I had to invent myself. I came over from a total different world. But this first picture, an open building really struck me and never left me. So I let this museum speaking what is outside, what is surrounding it. This means the general public. This means people from different ages, from different kind of status or census. This means talking in a feedback way, so with a rotation of an ongoing exchange of experiences, of feelings with different kind of arts. I hosted here cinema, paintings, theater, music, and this was the way I crossed my path with Ezio Gribaldo. We've been asked by the public institution to host here the 19th birthday of the maestro. It was an amazing evening with people gathered here from all over the world. I used to joke with the personal agenda of Paola because it's something amazing. You had just to pick up a letter and the most unbelievable names come over. As Ezio said, beauty will save us. I would, as a full stop of my greetings to you, I would invite you, all of us, to keep this in mind. Let's strongly believe on this statement. Otherwise, we will lose along the way a lot of things. We will not able to live to the people. Means again, sorry to highlight this once more, to the younger people, to the younger generation walking behind us, we run the risk to leave them almost nothing. Thanks again from the deep of my heart.
Thank you, Dr. Martinotti. We will share now a short video about the museum. So just a second. Wonderful. I hope you were able to enjoy it. I will now introduce Dr. Paola Gribaudo, and she will tell us a few more about her involvement with the museum and and help us to learn a bit more about her father, Ezio Gribaudo. Dr. Paola Gribaudo, president of the Accademia Albertina di Belle Arti di Torino since 2019, is the editor and curator of over 1,000 volumes, such as monographs and books on Italian and international artists and exhibit catalogs. Truly an ambassador for art books, as she was recognized by the Accademia Albertina itself in 2016. Today she will tell us more about her career and her links to the National Museum of the Italian Risorgimento, and she will help us in getting to know a bit more Ezio Gribaudo, her father. Thank you.
Thank you. I start thanking people. First of all the people that are here that invited me, but especially Ferruccio Martinotti, because this event, it exists thanks to him. And it was organized in a very, very easy way, thanks to everybody. Thanks to you, to the Console, and to all the people that helped us to build this webinar today. I have always the idea that when something starts in a good way, it finishes in a better way. Because I have an experience in my job when I do a book, for example, when we start the first meeting with people that starts taking out the problems. I said, "Oh my God, this book will never come out good," and I had a good feeling because in effect it's not like this. So this event has a good feeling, has a good aura, and I have really to thank Ferruccio that know my father, that know me, and that thanks to him, when my father did his beautiful birthday, when he had the beautiful birthday of 90s 2 years ago in the museum, we did this incredible party, and that you can see in the movie, actually. In the museum, there is also a small cinema room with 60 places, and at that time we hadn't the COVID, so some of the invitation, the people that were there had the possibility to see a short movie, a short promo of this movie that today is possible to see in its complete version. And some people at the time they were really very, very interested, and so I'm really happy that now we can have the movie and we can see this movie complete. And why we were at the Museo of Risorgimento? We were there because my father in the 60s, exactly in 64, painted 3 big paintings for the museum, for the director at the time, and these 3 paintings were showed again during his birthday, and of course you can see again these 3 big paintings in the movie. So thanks to all these events, we are here today, and I'm very happy to discuss with you. I'm a little bit jealous because Ferruccio was in Detroit and know the city, and unfortunately I never been there, but I promise to you that next time when I will go to the States, I will fly to Detroit too, because usually when we go to the States, we went mainly to New York, and it is in New York where my father started his discovery of America in 61. He was there with Lucio Fontana, because my father did a book, published a book for him, and they did the book signing in a gallery, in a very famous gallery at the time, Martha Jackson in New York. So since that time, my father went almost every year, even 2 or 3 times a year, and it was a sort of Cristoforo Colombo of the art. Because he had the possibility to know all the milieu of the artists at the time, even the pop art artists like Rauschenberg, like Jasper Jones, he met Andy Warhol, he met Marcel Duchamp, and all. When I say he met not in a coffee shop, but he met them in a gallery. He worked with them, and all of these. And we did a lot of. We have a lot of documents. We have a lot of pictures, photos, letters that we published, and in a monography that was a monography that was published for his 80th birthday, and in which you can follow all this trip to New York, all the job that he did with the artist, and also with a lot of anecdotes, because my father met even not only the people around the art world, but even about the movie, for example, Arthur Miller, and that is a writer, but he was also the husband of Marilyn Monroe. And so there are a lot of stories that usually said to his friends. And regarding his art, my father started doing the first exhibition in the States in '66, when he won the Biennale in Venice. And since that time, this was an exhibition in a gallery in New York called Wittenborn One Wall Gallery. And after that, he exhibited almost once in each decades. So in the 70s at Marisa del Rey Gallery, in the 80s in a gallery called Nakamkin in Madison Avenue. And since that time, I started traveling with him. Of course, not the first exhibition that I mentioned, but since this one in 81st, I start traveling with him, and so preparing the exhibition for him. And another one in 95. This was a beautiful exhibition because it was in a gallery, Stubbs Books and Prints, in which I used to present also my collection of art books. So I have to say that our life was sort of mixed between the publishing world and the more artistic ones. So my father in his life did for until the 80s these 2 jobs. He was publisher for art books and he was artist. When I finished my studies and I start doing books, me too, we separate the 2 things. I continue to do only books and he continued to do only his art. That is better because it's a little bit complicated to do in any case to work 2 jobs, because for example in New York many people in the publishing thought that my father was only a publisher, and this is not in reality. My father, I don't consider him a publisher. I consider him more an artist than a publisher.
Thank you, Dr. Gribaudo, for those memories.
I have also other things to say. Perhaps you want to show for a moment
yes,
the video that my father did for you, and then I can talk again.
Yes, absolutely. that's
un saluto particolare al console di Detroit, perché Detroit ha un legame con Torino e attraverso l'industria automobilistica internazionale che offre un'azienda straordinaria nel mondo come Detroit, la Ford, e fu un legame molto importante del Piemonte, di Torino, di noi tutti con Detroit, dovuto a questo legame forte con l'automobile. Gli americani erano passati dal pionierismo al progresso senza conoscere la civiltà. E è lì che capimmo che invece tutto era legato a un mondo che nasceva. Un mondo era il New Deal, e questo io ero affascinato del nuovo e del bello, e questo che mi ha dato l'abbrivio per andare avanti. È stato il gioco facile perché poi incontri nei musei, il Metropolitan, l'inaugurazione di quegli anni ci fu l'inaugurazione delle vetrate di Chagall, ma tutti i nomi importantissimi. E allora il rapporto con l'America era quotidiano, e nota bene che io avevo difficoltà, non ero brillante come i francesi, eccetera. E a un certo punto eravamo tutti assetati di ciò che succedeva a Detroit perché c'era un'industria straordinaria che per noi era il miraggio di tutti, i giovani, i vecchi, eccetera, che era la Ford.
So you saw a lot of paintings and books all mixed together in our studio here in Torino. And you saw also a dinosaur outside, and the story of the dinosaurs really is a story that starts in New York, because usually we went to see the Metropolitan or the MoMA, all the museums of contemporary art, that in every visit it was a sort of appointment that we couldn't out. And but once my father said, okay, today we change. We go to see the Natural History Museum. And after that visit, that was in 83, that was before, or 81, before the movie Jurassic Park, because you know that sometimes the artists are before. So he decided to do a series of dinosaurs that since that moment, he continues to do even now. If you come to Torino, my father will do a dedication in a book to you. And he usually does a dinosaurs, because he said that he's his portrait right now. But that is 92, so it could be a dinosaurs.
Thank you. What is amazing in this short video is that you can feel that, you know, I don't know, director Martinotti says, it's said to us many times that he has lived 12 lives in one. And you can feel that he has so much to tell. And it's just, this video is just a fraction of what you can find in the film. And even in the film, I feel like you have that feeling of experience that could be revealed even more.
And this is the second film, because I did one, you know, usually, as I mentioned before, we were used to do books. but in the last 10 years, almost all the artists, and the alive artists, of course, started to do other things like movie. So in 2006, I did 2016, sorry, we did a shorter than this, a half an hour, in which my father walked in the courtyard of the Museum of Risorgimento as the first shot of the film. And but after that, all the friends, all the people that know him, they said to me, Paola, this movie is too short. You missed a lot of things. So I said, listen, how can you concentrate 90 years of your life in 30 minutes? And of his life. So I decided to do another one. This is longer, but of course you don't have all his life again, because how you can squeeze all these years and all this meeting. I think that my father has to do 2 movies. One talking about his art, and another one talking about the meeting that he had with other artists, because he really knew and met all the most important artists of the 20th century. And another beautiful story that he has in New York, he was there for, he published a catalog for an exhibition of Francis Bacon at the Metropolitan Museum. And I think that this moment for him was one of the most astonished ones, because they did an incredible party with Zigani, violini at this opening, and something that now is almost impossible to see and to have, because we don't have also this protagonisti of this century. They almost died.
Yeah.
And I had the chance to meet some of them, of course, like Peggy Guggenheim, I met, Luciano Fontana, I didn't met, but many others during this trip, and many of them after did books with me, but they were very old, and things change very quickly also. So, but I have to say that in the States, we really met and had the chance to do incredible meeting and stories, and publish important books, and have also incredible adventure that is a little bit too long to say now, but you can see something in the movie.
Thank you. We would like to give everyone the opportunity to ask questions. If you have questions, you can do so using the chat or on video.
Chat.
And I mean, I can read the questions if you do it in the chat. Otherwise, I mean, I would like to know from Director Martinotti what is his relationship, and what is the relationship of the museum with the world of cinema in general. You mentioned using the museum as a set, but also in Turin there is the Museum of Cinema, that it's very important, and also an important festival such as the Turin Film Festival. And you were also talking about how the museum is opening to the city, and so what are those? Are there collaborations, and what are those? What do those look like?
As we said before, and we're running out of time. That you got another call later on, immediately after ours. Is physically speaking, you see in the introduction of the short video presentation of the museum, the street view, this is really absolutely the center of downtown, as I used to say. This means a physical crossroad, and given that this has been, I'm not an academic of history, needless to say, and I always pointing out this, you could be or you could be not interested in what happened here. Of course, it's not a medical prescription to be struck but, about what happened here. But it's a matter of fact, no discussion about, that here the history with the capital H passed over here. This is a matter of fact. We feel in some way obliged to give back something about this. That's the reason why nobody felt out of the pentagram or the slice of ananas on the pizza that we hosted the picture of Ezio, that we hosted his 19th birthday here, that we hosted Natalie Provosti, an outstanding contemporary American artist. Because, you know, on the roof of one of the most important museums in the cities, the GAM, the Gallery of Modern Arts, on the roof is written every art has been contemporary. And this is applicable without any difficulties to history as well. Here, some way we generated what was contemporary, of course, and what was not 1 minute later. Believe me, the showing movies here, Pierluigi mentioned the Torino Film Festival is one of the most famous European festival across the continent. We hosted some section of the festival, and other form of art was a sort of join the dots activity that is ongoing, and I am not able to see what, not because I don't have, I have to, it's mandatory to me to have an horizon at least of 2 or 3 years. A midterm horizon is part of my job, of course. I have to present this to my board of directors, but the priceless beauty of this job is that really tomorrow is absolutely open, because we put the museum on a sort of parallel track on what is happening again outside. So we will for sure going on this way. We will going on sharing our mutual experience with everybody, and this is, and then I quit this beautiful hour spent with you is to me a sort of is epitomizing what I try to point out to you. Before passing back the word to Pierluigi, we will finish to be honest, in a quite predictable way, because the national anthem is quite predictable. But just to try to stay off the comfort zone, what is peculiar of the video that you will see in few seconds, that during the lockdown, in the darkest hour, one year ago roughly, in the darkest hour of the lockdown, one of the thousands of schools across Italy that we work with is you know, some words is not easy to be translated. This is a liceo classico musicale, sort of classical high school, so where you study Greek and Latin with a musical address. It's a very interesting kind of study, and we did a lot of things together. And we set up again in this black hole where every one of us was. We set up with the students. To each one of them, you will see is a basic editing of the video, but let me say is even more precious. Each one of them was playing his instrument from his home, and together they were able to generate something that, let me say, the national anthem is always an emotion for everybody, wherever we have the chance to listen to it. Let me dare to say that watching young guys, young girls playing their instruments, on one hand alone, but on the other hand, and this is the beauty that I'm very pleased to share with you, combined together and offering an ideal closing of this amazing afternoon for us. Thank you.
Thank you. So yes, with this presentation by Director Martinotti, we will now share a video of the national anthem. Just a minute.
This was just amazing to see so many young people, just, everyone playing its own instrument. It's really, really touchy. It's amazing. I really would like to thank you so much for being with us. As I was saying before at the beginning, I believe this is just the beginning. We should do more collaboration together. We have two amazing cities, Detroit and Turin. Turin is already reinvented, has already reinvented itself, investing a lot in art and culture. And I think Detroit is doing that. I love the words of Maestro before. He was saying everybody was looking at Detroit because it was the center of the world at that time. I believe we still have that kind of feeling here in Detroit. You can really see the proud of the people in Detroit, that they want to do so much. And I believe that a collaboration with Turin and the people from Turin is just amazing, because they had the same path. So they can, take inspiration between them. And I believe that this collaboration would be just amazing. So I hope we will start creating connections. And, Paola, Ferruccio, you're more than welcome to come to Detroit. Paola, you said you have to, you promised, so we are waiting for you. We know Ferruccio will come for sure. So please just keep in touch, and let's see this collaboration growing. I thank you so much. It was really, really touchy and interesting to know better the reality of the National Museum of Italian Risorgimento. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.